Hey, back looking at the most recent loss of the Jets to the Seattle Seahawks. Right now, we're picking up the first quarter. I'm just going to look at a couple of videos here, a couple of shots, not a whole lot, just a couple of ideas, shots to give you an idea of kind of what went down and some of the things that we saw. So, first quarter, 1st and 10 on the 19. This is the first touchdown by the Seahawks. But what you'll see. Okay, so we have the slot man on the right. This guy's going to get the touchdown. It looks like it's a cover one man deep. Everyone knows, in my understanding, cover one, everyone plays man. But number 40, Guidry, just kind of lets this guy go. And he and Hall kind of bracket the same guy for some reason. This is a Guidry miscue. You see it again. It's just wide open. Wilson probably can't believe it. But this is a young defense. We all know that. There are a lot of guys who were undrafted and a lot of rookies, so not going to spend a lot of time looking at these guys. The expectations are pretty low, but just to typify just the kind of things that are happening out there. Okay, here we go. This is second quarter, 3rd and 11. Jets have the ball on the 35, and when people talk about coaching and the problems that we're having, this is just sort of this whole series just typifies it. The Jets did a good job moving the ball down the field, but then they get within, scoring range, and these things kind of fall apart. We take a look at, let's look at the long view of the play. Takes a sack. Okay, so what happened? Go back. Remember, it's 3rd and long as usual. So what do Seahawks do? They have 6 guys in the box, and I think they're going to bring 7 overall. But look at the play. And check out the receivers. You have two outright, 2 in tight. Just take a look at the patterns they have. If you have a 3rd and long, teams historically are blitzing you in a situation. You don't want to have long developing plays. But let's see what Gase dials up in this situation. You have receivers going deep. 7 guys coming in, and the predictable result is a sack. So the two problems here again are just the diagnosing the play or just calling up the play to begin with doesn't make a lot of sense, and then you don't give Darnold an opportunity to call out of the play, as he's mentioned previously, that they just don't audible. The audibles are built in the play, and I still don't know what that means. But clearly anything would have been better than the outcome here when you have 7 guys facing you down and your receivers are all running deep routes. So clearly, I don't think anyone would argue that. It just comes down to coaching. And when you talk about execution, there's an inability to execute. I don't see who could execute any play like this. And down goes Sam. Okay, pick up in the second quarter. That's still in the second quarter. Jets on the 18. This is another scoring opportunity. 2nd and 1. It's 1 yard for the first down. Crowder has been the best receiver, most reliable receiver. He's had injuries, but we have to remember he's got a big payday coming up in the offseason and a restructure, so definitely have to consider things. And he'll block downfield. He does not have a desire to block bigger guys, and that's been a problem that you'll see in the last few games that I've noticed. So let's take a quick look. It's a running play. Spoil it for you. We have Griffin comes in as like the H-back. Crowder, okay. She runs right by the outside linebacker to take on a receiver down, take on Griffin, I believe that is, the corner. So we have 50 coming in on he's just on a free run. Comes in right, it's 2nd and 1. We end up 3rd and 5 on a 4-yard loss. I mean, that's just, I just don't understand. The play's going that way, it's coming. Take a look again at the pre-snap. Okay, give it a second there. Crowder's really, Fant's going to come out and go off to kind of take the outside corner, but by then you have to know that Wright's already going to be past him. And really the only guy who's going to be able to lay a glove on him is going to be Crowder. So really wish in those situations, and there have been a couple situations where he's kind of reluctant to take on bigger defenders, and I get it, he's a little guy, but I mean, he just runs right by his guy. I mean, maybe someone else was supposed to pick him up. I can't see who that would have been. Everyone else is blocking, and he goes out, and he just comes in free run. Boom, that's it. So, looking from this angle, just runs right by him and blows up the plate in the backfield. Okay, it's the last clip. This is second quarter, 3rd and 6. Jets run 23 again. Good scoring opportunity. Let's take a look at, again, from a play calling standpoint, what happens here. Okay, they have the trips left as they often do, like a lot of trips formations. So we'll take a look. We'll see Perriman rolls to just motions to the right. Griffin comes with him. Now the defense for the Seahawks are 31st in the league. Historically, not historically, but over this season, from a cornerback standpoint, they've been horrific and targeted and just punished. Griffin has been pretty good. He's been the best they've had. He's had ups and downs, but over the last couple weeks he came back from the injury. He's really solid. So he's been playing very well. He's had some nice. He's shown a lot of his own form. So you think that the call here would be to have some sort of play that favors on the left side, where you have these other two defenders for a pretty almost historically bad defense, and especially the passing defense. You want to kind of pick on them, but let's see what Gase draws up here for this play in terms of who he targets. We'll see Crowder has a step, but he's going to go in the one-on-one with their best defender. Again, it's, to talk about execution. Execution, you can blame it day in and day out, but you should probably put your players in the best situation and take advantage of these matchups, and Gase obviously just doesn't do that. Looking from this angle, this is a game where, there were mistakes on the offense, not hugely glaring. The offensive line played, I thought, a pretty good game. But it's just a matter, it comes back down to it, play calling. You picked to go with this matchup when you had other ones where you had better wins set up. You just, Gase trying to force his genius as opposed to just taking advantage of what the defense gives him, which, for most other teams, that's what you expect from your offense. So that's pretty much it. This was the game. This is the second half. No need to show anything else. We all know what happened, and just try and see what happens in the next game against the Rams. Maybe more of the same, but with this kind of play calling, more than likely.